When Gerard Verdonk walks the beaches of Normandy, France, it feels like stepping back in time. He was just 13 when the Nazis invaded his hometown and began building one of the world's greatest military barriers, Hitler's Atlantic Wall. Many of us civilians were forced to help with the construction, he says. The Atlantic Wall included thousands of bunkers and batteries, stretching more than 5,000 kilometers from France to Norway to protect the coastline against an Allied attack. Verdonk's job was to carry supplies of water and concrete, and while he did, his father asked him to count his footsteps to measure the distance between German positions on Juno Beach. My father was secretly transmitting this information to England, he says. On D-Day, I remember the first Allied soldier who arrived in our village. Premier soldat canadien. A Canadian. Today, the Atlantic Wall is long gone. Nearly all of its bunkers and artillery were either demolished or decayed over time in the wind and the water. And many French people were all too happy to see it swept away. The wall's surviving remnants, scattered along the coast, remain a source of controversy. To some, they're symbols of Nazi occupation and must be destroyed.
For many, many years, people didn't want to know about the bunkers, about the Atlantic Wall. People wanted to forget about it.
Nathalie Worthington runs this museum on Juno Beach, dedicated to the 14,000 Canadians who fought on D-Day. Her mother was liberated by the Canadians, and for her, these ruins are monuments.
Those bunkers, this Atlantic Wall, is the living proof of German occupation during the Second World War.
The Canadian Museum is now part of a campaign to locate and preserve the remaining remnants of the wall, including this bunker discovered buried beneath the sand just steps from the museum.
And so gradually we have tried to dig them up, to rehabilitate, and to open it to the public.
The Canadian Museum is now the only one in Normandy that offers public tours of these beach defenses.
Our role as a museum is for people to see these remnants, see these streets, and say, what is that? And come here and know what it is and know why.
Even into his 90s, Verdonk still works tirelessly to share his memories of D-Day and the Canadians who were killed. When he sees these remnants, he thinks of them. To Canadians, I want to say thank you, he says, for helping to liberate our country.